Hello everyone and welcome once again to the UIUX stuff channel on YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about 5 essential plugins on XD. Just so you are aware, especially for the people that have never used Adobe XD before, there are an absolutely ton of plugins. Most of them are really good. Most of them are actually free as well. Today I just, decided to pick 5 of them just to kind of cover. They are not life-changing, but they are what I consider essential. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into it. Okay, so the first one that I wanted to talk about is the merge layer. This one is very useful. I don't know if I don't know if this happens to you guys before sometimes, but sometimes you have a lot of layers on your session and you could do with flattening some of those stuff that you know that you're not going to be changing later on or anything like that. This is where this plugin really comes in handy. Basically what you want to do here is, so as you can see, there are 3 layers in here. So what you want to do first is group them, otherwise the plugin doesn't work. So it's group 1, there you go, but I can still, open it and see the layers. Then when I go here to merge a layer, it does exactly what it says on the tin. So it just asks if you want to merge it. There you go, it's merged. And now when you go in here, there you go, I can double click, nothing happens, it's just an image. Okay, so for the second plugin, we are talking about a plugin called Web Export. And this plugin is very interesting, especially if you want to export something specifically to the web. It's not 100% perfect, but I think it can be quite useful actually. So we go here to Web Export, Export Artboard, and here we have already, so this usually used to be way more complex than this. I think they actually simplified it quite a lot these days. You just go in here, select, and then export. I've already selected a folder, so it should be here. So if we just open it here, there we go. So here is the export. You can also have like a little bit more information if you're after. So let me just close it here. So if you go, for example, to Elements option, you actually have the option of, for example, copying the CSS of it, which is something that natively Adobe XD already does, but this is literally just a copy and paste into a CSS sheet, and you get all the information in here. For the third plugin, we're going to be talking about an accessibility plugin, and is actually just kind of like doubling up on the previous video that I've done on accessibility. This plugin is called Stark. So we go here to Stark, and there are actually, it offers 2 options as a free plugin. So one of them is actually the colorblind simulation. So if I click on here and then you select which colorblind type it is, and it will actually show you on the screen how the person sees basically. If we click on one of these, there we go. So it already changed it slightly. Okay, actually, let's compare against the original. Yeah, there we go. So there was quite a lot of colors that were eliminated. And for the next one is the color contrast. So for the color contrast, you got to select at least one of the colors and then just hit check contrast. And again, it's really good. So on the previous video, we spoke about the AA and the AAA measurement levels. So this color would, for example, be applicable for the AA standard, which is really the most useful. The AAA is just for very specific users, and then the AAA. For the fourth plugin, it's actually called Wireframer. Wireframer, it's the kind of plugin that will save you probably like a little bit of time, especially when you're trying, when you are in the ideation phase and you're trying to find where you should position things. Obviously, there is no perfect formula, so depending on what you are designing, you may need to change the order of things, the information architecture, obviously as per testing and that kind of stuff. But this particular plugin, Wireframer, is actually quite useful to at least help you visualize how the structure would be. So when we go here to Wireframer, here I've already started like searching for some. So you have like multiple templates, literally dozens of them. So we can just like type on something here, for example, I don't know, charts. There we go. And straight away we can have an idea already of the main structure of how we could design a charts section. So I think it's actually quite interesting. Obviously, this won't affect your creativity or anything, but at least it helps you visualize how you would typically position certain elements. The sections are actually quite generic, so it's usually payment or sign up, or but they help you visualize. Okay, so for the fifth plugin, I think this is no secret to anyone. I believe that pretty much most UI designers that use XD will be using this plugin as well. So let me just create like a few circles here. So this one is actually called UI Faces. It is very, very useful if you want to make the application a bit more, believable when you are doing the concept and everything. So you can choose anything from the age range, you can choose the sources where it comes from, the gender, the hair color, etc. So I'm gonna just do like a really quick dummy one. So I'll choose male, neutral, black, and let's see. So we're just waiting here for a bit, and there we go. There is black, there we go. Let's try a different one here. Now let's go female, neutral. Okay, so there we go. Let's just change some of the parameters here. Maybe happiness here. Actually, I have an extra plugin to show you. So this one is called Social Ipsum. I don't know if this happens to you, but every time that you're trying to create a new persona to use on a prototype, at least to me, it takes me a lot of time just to think about a believable name. So I think that this plugin can be actually quite useful on that. So what I'm gonna do here is put a little bit of text next to these guys. Okay, and same here. And same here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is just select these three ones, for example, and when we go to Social Ipsum, where is it? Social Ipsum, there we go. Here we just need to select the exact type of content that we want. Could be a real name, so I think that's, and we can choose between first and last name. I'm just gonna go for first and last name, and as you click generate, it will automatically populate all of these. So there we go, super useful. Okay, it would be interesting if they could add an option to do male or female as well, because obviously depending on the picture that you have. But there we go. There's also a few other options as well. You can select anything like username, for example. So if I put my name Gonzalo, there we go. Violent permission, there you go, and automatically embarrassing mistress. So it automatically generates some sort of a username for you as well, which can be quite useful as well. So then the last one would be short text. So with short text, you even have the possibility of including like a percentage of emojis as well, just to make it a bit more realistic. If you are creating something like a chat app or anything, it can be quite useful actually. And here's the frequency of emojis you can get, ranging from anything to 0 to 100. So let's just put some and just generate, and there we go. So yeah, so these are like quite simple but quite useful plugins that I would recommend you to use. So thank you very much for watching, and guys, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and all of the other stuff. Thank you. Bye.